First love yourself before anyone else. First love yourself by Trinisha Cottrell.
Hi, I'm Trinisha Cottrell, and this is First Love Yourself, the place where Christ meets self love, self care, and healing. So grab your pen and pad because today we're going to talk about forgiveness. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. Okay, so earlier today I was reading the Bible. I was reading, I think it was Isaiah 43. And it started talking about all of these different things that Christ says that we are. He says that you're mine. And sometimes we can feel like we do so many things wrong that we're no longer God's. We no longer belong to God. Like, oh no, I'm too bad. I did too many things wrong. So now God can't help me. Now God doesn't want anything to do with me. And that is the furthest thing from God's mind. Like, there's nothing that you could ever do that could ever separate you from the love of God. And also, it really makes me think of all the guilt that I felt in the past and how some of you have talked about how you just can't forgive other people. And I take it a step further and I wanted to ask you, have you forgiven yourself? A lot of people talk about, it's that person's fault. They talk about all of these things that everybody else did wrong, and it's good to acknowledge and see like good and bad in different people because it gives you perspective of the things that you do and don't want in your life. But it's also good to take accountability for your actions. Oof, we don't like to hear that, but let me tell you something. When you really recognize that you have done wrong. Like, we went through the steps in these videos of how, and if you haven't seen it, check out the last video or the video before in this series. We talked about how taking accountability for your actions could really help you become a better person. It really helps you to learn more, to do more, to be the best version of yourself. And so when you're going through life, it's important for you to know what forgiveness is, not just for other people, but also for yourself. There was this quote that a pastor said once that wishing bad on someone else or revenge is like drinking poison expecting someone else to be out of here. And it's so true because when you don't forgive another person, oof, it really eats at you. When you don't forgive yourself, that guilt and that shame can weigh on your entire life. It's so important for you to remember who you are and to know that although you may have memories of the things that you did wrong, it does not mean that that's how God feels about you. God is not thinking about the thing you did 3 months ago or yesterday when you ask for his forgiveness and you turn away from the sin. He's forgotten about it. He's like, I want you to come to me. I want you to know that it's okay, that all the things that you did really don't matter. They matter, but it's not so big that God can't use it for your testimony. It's not so big that God can't use it to build something greater in your life. It's not so big that that will be the only thing that you're remembered for. You will be remembered for what God wants you to be known for, not for what a hater says, not for anything else. And it's so cool because I just signed up for this class with TG, and um he talks about different things like, I think it's called 2025 is my year. And one of the biggest things in the challenge is forgiveness. I just think it's so cool when there's other people that are like-minded, when there's other people who are talking about something similar, because sometimes we don't remember that. We don't think about the fact that forgiveness is so important. Usually I will start this off and I'll say like a cute story or something else that happened, but today I'm just going with the flow. I don't want to say it like that. I'm letting it flow naturally. And so as I was getting ready to prep for this message, I really started to think about struggles that I've heard people have in the past. And one of the things that I see a lot of people do, and I don't know if men experience this, but with a lot of women, is they won't forgive themselves. They're like, how could I be so foolish to fall for what this guy said? How could I be so silly to think that this could actually end up in a good thing? And I want to tell you, I'm not going to be like the rest of the YouTubers that and I'm not gonna say all of them do this, but I'm not gonna be like those YouTubers that say, yeah, you shouldn't have done this. If it was me, I would have done it this way. I'm not about to do that. I'm here to tell you that we all have been there. We've all been staying in a relationship too long. We've all fell for the okey doke. We done all been there. So you are not alone. And please do not beat yourself up for not doing something better when you didn't know better at the time. Do like Maya Angelou said. She said, when you know better, you do better. So now that you know better, now you can do better. Now you can take those experiences and those things that you went through in the past to help you develop into a better person. You don't have to beat yourself up like, oh, I can't believe I let this person do this or that person do that. It's not about them. Your life is about you. It's time for you to forgive yourself. It's okay that you messed up. It's okay that you made a mistake. It's okay that you were with somebody that you shouldn't have been with. It's okay that you stayed at the job too long. Whatever your thing was that you did, you need to forgive yourself today. A lot of the times, whenever I have a client, I will have them write a letter of forgiveness for themselves. And this is like one of the very first things we do in my one-on-one coaching. We do a letter of forgiveness. You write down everything, every mistake that you think that you've made. And it's not so that you can harp on the mistakes. It's not so that you can beat yourself up. It's so that you can write it down and let it go. At the end of the letter, after you write all the things like, I forgive you for staying too long, I forgive you for not seeing the red flags, I forgive you for focusing on this or doing that wrong or not going after that dream 12 years ago because you would have been at your goal now. It's not about you being there at a time frame. It's about you being there when God is ready for you to be there. It's about you prepping in the off season so that you can get prepared for the things that God has for you. It's about you acknowledging the fact that, yes, I didn't know that then, but I know now and I know how to do better. And at the very end of the letter, you say, I forgive you. And you truly have to mean it. You have to let go of all of the things that you did wrong. You acknowledged it and you took accountability. That is big points. That's major key, major goals. That is amazing. And now that you have acknowledged and taken accountability for your actions, you have to let it go. If you don't let it go, that guilt is going to eat you up. It is going to be that thing that just keeps reoccurring, keeps going through your mind, and you keep on feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I let this guy talk me into this, or I talked myself into that, or I did this thing when I knew better, or God, you asked for forgiveness last month, and now I went and I fell into doing something else that I knew I had no business doing, or I made a wrong decision again. Listen, everybody in this world has made a mistake. Every single person. You are not alone. People, I don't care how perfect somebody looks on the outside. They over there with the white picket fence and the whole family and the dog and all the things, and you thinking, oh my gosh, Bethany has it all together. But listen, you are your own Bethany. Like, your story is unique to you. She might not have went through what you went through, but your testimony might help somebody else that Bethany can't help. And I'm not saying I'm wishing bad on Bethany. I'm saying that your story is going to help so many people around you, because the hater that wants to see you fail or that's always pointing out your flaws is, like TG says, needs to see you win, because when you succeed, it opens the door for other people. And I know you're probably thinking, I don't want my hater to win, but listen, it's about you focusing on yourself and wanting better for other people. Because if you got negative energy out there and you wishing bad on other people, how can you expect God to bless your life? Vengeance is God's, not ours. It is up to God to do the whole wrath thing, and to put vengeance out there and to make sure that people pay for their sins or are judged for the things that they do. It's not our responsibility to do that. Our responsibility is to be the best version of ourselves, so that when other people are come along, when they see you, they can be inspired by your testimony. They can know that they're not alone. It can benefit the kingdom of God. It's not about your flaws and your weakness. It's about your strength. Look at how strong you are after you made it through all the things that you went through. You are incredible. Like, I know we don't like to pat ourselves on the back or give ourselves a round of applause, but listen, I need you to take a moment and really do a praise break. Like, I don't know what your thing is. I don't know if you're doing one of these. I don't know if you're doing one of those. I don't know if you just over there like doing like one of those. But whatever your thing is, I need you to take a moment and give yourself a hand. You watching this video, that means that you are trying to become a better person. You out there crushing it in life. Like you, the person you used to be last year, you're not even that person anymore. Look at you. God done had you growing and you ain't even realize it until this moment. So take this moment and really congratulate yourself. Really acknowledge the fact that you have come so far. Forgive yourself. It's okay. I know it sucks that you fell for the okie doke. I know it sucks that you stayed in relationships too long. I know it sucks that you didn't go after your dreams when you thought about it 5 years ago or whenever it was. Or you wanted to go to school and you would have graduated by now. That was my thing that always came up. Like, oh, I was going to be a psychologist and I spent 8 years doing life stuff, getting nowhere. And I used to beat myself up so bad. Like, I spent 8 years doing that and I could have just went to school and got my doctorate and been a psychologist by now. But listen, maybe God has something better for you. Or maybe, especially if you're still breathing, it's not too late. You want that thing, go after it. Do all of the things that you want to do in life because you can do it. Now that you've forgiven yourself, you don't have no more limits on your life. Like, girl, you about to be out there shining. And man, you about to be out there like the strongest leader that we done ever seen cross this world. Like, I don't think you understand how incredible you could possibly be when you believe in yourself and you know who and whose you are. When you really, truly forgive others and yourself, ooh, you got it going on. So never forget that God got you and he's not worried about what you did in the past. It's as far as the east is to the west and the depths of the sea. And always remember to love yourself. Bye.